Morning, Dom.
Morning, Rick.
Morning, you lot. You're watching The Two Fuels on a very fast review of a Toyota Yaris GR that we've just picked up and we've got for not very long.
No. The car of the moment.
The car of the moment. Is it going to be good? We're not going to really tell today, are we, Dom?
Not really, no. It's what can only be described as... It's similar to the Monte Carlo rallies of past, except that they have a WRC team to help them when they crash it, and we're not going to do that.
We've not got that. So yeah, we're out today. Yeah, thick fog, snow, ice.
Everything that you want from a four-wheel drive.
Proper. Well, it should be testing conditions, but it's not quite proper testing conditions.
No, it's not. To be fair, it's not. But
anyway, we're in it. Car of the moment. Everyone's raving about it. Four-wheel drive, manual gearbox.
4S tyres.
And 3-cylinder engine, I believe, is it?
It is. Sounds good for a 3-cylinder, although it's not real sound.
Is it pumped in sound?
It's pumped in sound, unfortunately. But you know what?
Let's get used to
it. For pumped in sound, it sounds all right, but I think that as the more electric stuff comes on the market, I think we need to get used to this pumped in sound.
Well, in all fairness, Dom, you've been easing me into it over road trips. You've been pumping your own sound into cars, but that's a different kind of... It's also a centred sound.
Well, that's it, you see. Well, I think both of those things work.
It's an idea, actually.
Scent and sound.
We could do the centred. I mean, body shop have been doing it, haven't they? They put the centre. But anyway,
scratch and sniff.
We digress, yeah. Scratch and sniff. Oh. So, yeah. I think we've just had the warning on for some kind of probably temperature warning of, I think that's -10 degrees it's saying now.
Well, I don't know.
It seems like outside.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's lane assist. That's quite annoying.
Car at the moment, pretty cool looking car. Everyone's seen photos of it. We don't really need to run around the outside. What does it look like? Has it got this? Has it got that? It's got massive fat arches.
It has. The
proper flares. It's got a proper fat backside.
It does.
It looks apart.
It does. It looks good, to be fair. Literally, when you look at it initially, you sort of go, wow, that's a bit of all right. It is.
So this one's all in black as well.
Yeah.
That's murdered out, yeah? We've been there before. I don't think Toyota generally put that on the options list. Would you like your car murdered out, sir?
No, but it does look good, I must admit. I think it looks, it's a good colour for it. It suits its purpose very well.
Its little moody mood.
Does it sound good?
It does sound good, actually.
For pumped in sound, I think it's really good.
Does it sound like an angry wasp?
Goes like a stab rat anyway.
Not quite, yeah. It feels good. I mean, I'm in the passenger seat. Dom's going to be driving today. But yeah, it feels pretty good on the initial reaction.
It's yeah, can't knock it. Certainly feel-wise, we're currently in normal, plain old, nothing turned off, nothing turned on. So we'll bang it into sport mode. See what happens.
A bit more brave.
I'm not feeling very brave, if I'm being honest. But
so what have we got interior-wise? Seating position, Dom.
Right, seat position's quite high, if I'm being honest. That lane assist is doing my head in. We need to figure out how to turn that off, because that's properly frustrating.
I don't know how we can turn that off.
No, but that's definitely something that needs to be...
That's a bit like the Abarth 500 that's got shift up, shift up, shift up. This is going, stay in lane, stay in lane, stay in lane.
Seat position, it's a little bit high. There is adjustment on the seat, but it's already in its lowest point, and I do feel I'm a bit sat up in it. It's not a bad position, to be fair. Certainly where the pedals sit, it feels good. Can't knock it in any way, shape or form. I know apparently we've got the ability to rev match going down. Don't quite know where you get that from, but you know, see what happens.
Seat position is good then. Passenger seat, I'm sat in the passenger seat, 6 foot tall.
More height required.
As long as we're not doing proper WRC stages where we're going to be going for a few jumps, I might be all right. But yeah, it's a bit tight as a passenger.
Yeah.
But drivers might go, we don't care, you're a passenger. But yeah, other than that, and the seats are good, comfy.
Seats are very comfy. Seats are nice. Yeah, it's a nice place to sit. The layout of the dash is really nice. Got a nice central speedo that we can look at. Obviously change that to they're currently running with a boost gauge, which is every car needs a boost gauge, and we've got one. So
electronic boost gauge, yeah?
It's still a boost gauge.
It is still a boost gauge.
Still a boost gauge. Yeah, it's good, to be fair. Very simple, very Toyota, I suppose. But the actual layout of it and how it feels to sort of sit in and drive is great. I can't...
How's the steering wheel done?
Steering wheel's good. There's a lot of buttons on it though.
It's Not that many buttons.
There's hundreds, mate, honestly.
Just say there's lots of
No,
buttons.
mate, there's hundreds.
But it's a nice feel, quality leather.
You know what? It feels good, to be fair. It's a good steering wheel. I can't pull the steering wheel.
So your manufacturers have paid attention by putting proper steering wheels in proper cars.
They should have, to be fair. They should pay attention.
So yeah, and then we've got two elephants in the room, I'd say. One is this infotainment screen that looks like somebody's bought, off the top of my head, someone's bought a tablet and just gone, put it there, that'll be fine. That.
We've seen what Mercedes have done. Let's just copy them.
It's not kind of integrated, and it's easy to see. But the reason why it's easy to see, because it's kind of getting into your eye line a little bit too much.
Which we roll on to the other thing, which is the bigger elephant in the room, is this rear view mirror is what could only be described as, well,
widescreen TV. You like the widescreen tellies, but put that in your car.
I do, but not at the expense of losing probably 20% of my windscreen, probably even more, maybe 25% of my windscreen's obliterated by this rather large rear view mirror, which does work. You can see in the back.
Another one of your approvals, yeah, it works.
It works, ticks that box, but
well, here's the oxymoron that I was seeing other people have commented on, is that there's this really quite large rear view mirror that enables you to see out of a really quite small rear window. Yeah,
that's a good point to me.
So it's a little bit perverse.
It is a little bit perverse, but if we're saying they're the only two things that are the problem with the car, are they game changers? Would you not buy the car because of that? Probably not. If you're looking at buying this car, then you're certainly buying it for how the car handles and drives, and certainly not aesthetics. And
I'm going to contradict you there. That I used to have an Astra VXR that had this similar.
That had terminal understeer.
No, nothing to do with that. Had this raking windscreen like this has got.
Yeah.
And it was a mega car to drive, but having done a couple of road trips on it, going out on weekend blasts, you struggle to see out properly and to be able to place the car. So the big A-pillar running down your side there stops visibility when I had the VXR, being able to see around corners. So when you're on those hairpins or you're going up roads...
I think that probably the difference between this and the VXR is that that's probably away from where you want to place the car on a corner, but I can't really drive the car at any real daft pace.
Yeah.
But I think it's far enough over to not maybe cause that issue, but it's certainly there.
So a visibility thing might be a game changer, but I think that's where we need to get back in another Toyota GR Yaris on a day where it's not. Well, we can go and drive it properly, put it that way.
It's freezing, and it's not really productive to drive a car that's freezing.
I mean, it's got Toyota Yaris plastics, but again, you're not buying this car for these plastics that the £35,000 price tag. But the money's been spent on this car on all the stuff that makes it go, not the stuff that you go, oh, this is pretty.
Yeah,
these are nice. Look at the fancy lights, the colour change around here that I don't need. Look at all the bits that I don't need. Look at the silver air vents that I don't need. This is double diffs.
Billy Basic.
Double diffs in it, yeah?
Yeah.
Double diffs, proper engine, proper suspension, proper steering.
Well, we'll go over bump and grind in a minute and see what the...
We'll go over bump and grind.
We'll go over bump and grind. Not at mad pace, but enough pace to sort of like... We found out that this does definitely sort out the boys from the men as far as suspension goes, and I think that, it'd be interesting to see. You know what? Tell you what.
Handles all like that.
That's pretty good. This is good. I must admit, I'm quite... It's bad news. I'm quite smitten with this.
It's bad news.
It's bad news. This. I promised my wife that I won't buy one, but.
And is this going to get you past the? I mean, people are going to get past the Toyota badge, aren't they?
It's not really a Toyota, though, is it? I mean, it is a Toyota, but it's not a Toyota.
It's a Gazoo.
It's they pull it off of production line. I think it takes them like sort of 10 times longer to build than a standard Yaris.
Okay.
There's a lot of hand-built, hand-crafted parts in it, and the fact that it's, I think apart from the lights, the mirrors, and a few bits and bats, it's a fresh car. It's not really a Yaris in. It's a Yaris in name, but I'm not a Yaris in nature.
Yaris in name, but not by nature.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice little bit. I tell you what, there's no gloss black. In fact, there's a little tiddly bit of gloss black in here.
Not in anything to...
But look at this Alcantara on here that you can leave your finger marks in instead. Oh, even better.
It's good, isn't it?
You can create patterns just to annoy people with.
Yeah.
So as we've got this as a demo, we could write rude Rude things in here, or draw like little willies like you used to do on school desks? No seats? No, never did that.
No.
Okay,
I was never at school.
Like,
So
I was never at school. No glove shelf, doesn't qualify as a proper race car.
No.
Glove box.
box.
It's got a glove box, which is good. It's got infotainment screen. By the looks of it,
it's got Wi-Fi, you name it.
On it. It's a track button. Oh, that's just for music, not a for actual going on a track.
The track button's down here.
But it's not really for going on the track, is it?
Well, it says track. It goes red.
Does it go red?
It goes red and says, and be aware of it. So, you know.
So we've got a 12 volt lighter socket. We've got no armrest.
No armrest, but to be fair, that sits nice. That sits, when you're changing gear, it's in a nice position. I can't sort of, I think that's a bit higher than what it is in the standard Yaris.
You'd have it higher though, Dominic.
Well, it must be a nice sequential box, if I'm being honest. It should be.
That's what you're going with.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's going to do it. It won't take long.
It does.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it does go like a stab wrap when you provoke it. That wants the fuse pulling out of it.
Oh, tell you what, Dom. It's got dual climate control.
The biggest wasted time in the world.
No, I'm just going to knock that down a little bit.
It's quite warm in it.
What are you setting your temperature to, Dom?
18 degrees.
I'm setting mine to 20, it's just a little bit warmer.
Well, it's not going to make any difference, is it?
That'd be lovely. No heated seats. No heated seats. We don't need that.
You don't need
nonsense.
You don't need heated seats.
So we've got start button, stereo, air conditioning, and go fast mode.
We're currently in go fast mode. I can't really sort of like feel much difference between normal, track and sport. So we're now back to sport mode. It's slightly
For
less.
those that again aren't familiar with the northern English accent, that's sport, S-P-O-R-T, not sprout or anyway,
quite Christmassy.
So yeah, we're not going to be able to see how fast this thing goes because visibility is 30 foot.
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah,
30 foot. We can't see a great deal, but yeah, it's a nice car.
You know what? It is a nice car, and when you're pottering around in it, it's very, very sedate and easy to drive, which I think is probably it's a trait of new cars that you can drive them quite, you plod around in them. You can go shopping in it. It's quite an easy car to live with. It's pretty small. It's quite fat and wide, as we said before, but certainly pretty small. The footprint of it's quite nice. Yeah, and I think you can take it out on a weekend and absolutely kick the shit out of it.
Do you think you're going to embarrass people? The trouble is, you are going to embarrass people, but everybody knows what this car is.
You know what though? But I picked it up from Toyota this morning, from RRG, which is very kindly lent it for me to the test drive, and nobody looks at it because it literally slides under the radar. So unless you actually know what it is, it's just a Toyota Yaris.
True.
And that's quite a nice thing to have, really. But is that a car?
It's not a popo magnet.
Definitely not a popo. It is a car.
It is a car. So
wow.
It's a great example of, I've noticed today on the way up, the levels/standards of British driving is pretty crap. That people don't seem to think that we need lights on in the fog, or we'll use indicators, or we'll give people a bit of room because the road's really icy and all that kind of nonsense. People just kind of...
Yeah, well, our fog lights are on.
DRLs seem to be a killer, I've noticed this morning. Everyone just has DRLs, so they get in the car, it says the lights are on, but the back lights aren't really on.
Yeah, well, I think that's what's going on there, because I said that's quite...
So, anyway, knobheads. They are, though. Knobheads. I was cursing you lot on the way up. So this is going to be a pretty good all-rounder, isn't it?
I think it's going to tick loads of boxes, if I'm being honest. I think we can have a flick through the old screens and see what we can say. I think it's got radar cruise on it as well, if I'm being honest.
Radar cruise, that'll be on your fancy buttons down there.
It is somewhere. I think it's got, we've got lane assist. The amount of radar cruise, I don't know. Let's push a button and say, yeah, I think we have. It's quite impressive, to be fair. Yeah, nice central speedo in the middle to tell you how fast you're going.
Yeah, I like a big central speedo.
That's good. We like that one.
I like that. Auto lights came on under the bridge there. They've obviously coming on, so that's all done. One thing, I might just back off so we don't freak this guy out. One thing on little cars that's always really embarrassing is when you beat the horn. You know, when you get like a proper nice German car, they're like triple toned horns and stuff, and then you get something like this.
Shall we see what it is?
And you go, "Oi, dickhead!"
Oh yeah, that's pretty shit. Yeah,
that's just embarrassing, isn't it? You need to remember not to beat people.
That's pretty poor, that, to be fair, yeah.
So we've got a little phone ledge on here to put your... Obviously put your phone on, that's why I called it a phone ledge.
Well, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't know what this one's for, This is just to put when you've been to McDonald's drive-thru and you put your change in there, this is to annoy you when it all comes off the edge.
As you go
3 minutes later, yeah? It's just to lull you a little bit. But, yeah, it's nice. It's... God, I'm turning into you. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Does it tick some boxes?
Nice.
Does it tick some boxes?
Engine, nice. It's nice. The t-shirt just says nice on it.
It's nice. We need to get past this dude of this Duke Nismo. The most un-Nismo Nismo. It's not a Nismo.
It's a true Nismo, that.
It's just what a bag of shit.
Got a badge on it.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
So we're on 220, 250 brake this?
I think it's 260.
260?
Yeah.
It's certainly got it. And I tell you what, down this road here, because this road's notoriously crap when we come on test drives.
That's why I wanted to drive it, to see how it feels like, so...
One over there, that's probably the most comfortable car we've had in a long time over there.
You know what?
For a little car with a short wheelbase, you'd be expecting it to be...
No, 70 mile an hour.
70 mile an hour?
70 mile an hour.
What were you doing then? 70 mile an hour? You misread that. That's because the digital speedos off there, yeah.
Correct.
Air vents are all pretty good, tickety-poo.
They're a bit of a weird place, to be fair.
Well, yeah, they are actually. Game changer?
No. No, you're not.
That'd be quite funny. What did you make of the car, Mr. Charlton? It was mega, but I can't drive it. The air vents are just weird.
Yeah.
Have we got a proper bit of adjust on the steering wheel?
No, I'm not
tried. A rake and a...
I've not tried that, to be fair. To be fair, I came got in it and it's sort of like... Yeah.
Up and down's no... Oh, there is in and out. Whoa.
In and out, up and down and in and out.
Check it out. That was all done whilst we were stationary, by the way.
Absolutely.
We green screened the stuff moving in the background. Yeah? In our new green screen studio we've just had built. Electric mirrors done?
Yeah, electric mirrors not touched on, to be fair, but you know, there's bits of Yaris in it, but there's always going to be bits of Yaris in it because of what it is. It's a Yaris at the end of the day, but certainly the mechanics of it and the way it's been put together for what it's to do, I think it's just
like a bongo.
Yeah, and you'd sort of go, yeah.
So do you want me to phone Mrs. Charlton or not to let you bought one?
I'll tell you what, it's really, really nice. It does literally, when you sort of drive it, you sort of go, why am I driving a GT3?
So if anybody's interested in a well cared for red 911 GT3, 991, going for sale shortly, will it done?
You know what? Tell you what, this is like mega.
I reckon you can have as much fun in this, can't you? I mean, imagine this, again, we always do it. Imagine this in Scotland. What car this would be in Scotland?
What?
Throw it into the Alps as well.
What car it'd be anywhere, if I'm being honest. It does, you know, you've not got the top end performance and it's not going to pull like a GT3, but certainly for, I think once you get past those numbers and you start to drive it and appreciate it for what it is, you sort of go, this is mega. This is absolutely mega, this.
This sounds a stupid question. Has this actually got a sat-nav in it?
I think so.
Handbrake on, yeah?
Well, to be fair, it's actually quite cool. The handbrake disengages the rear wheels when you pull it.
Handbrake does what?
Disengages the rear diff when you pull the handbrake on. So it takes the drive away from the rear.
Yeah.
So if you're going around a corner and you're requiring
some assistance
from the front wheels to make it round the corner, that you've yanked the handbrake on to make it round, because that's what you do on a regular basis when you go shopping.
Oh, I missed that space there, yeah?
Yeah, it disengages the rear drive, but still allows you the front wheel drives to pull you around the corner, which is quite cool.
Quite nifty.
This is good. This is like, there must be something else you can do with it.
Yeah, I think that's a massive screen. There's no nav in that.
No, there's a menu there. It's got to be nav.
I don't think there's a nav in there.
There's got to be nav, surely.
I think you can probably CarPlay it or
maybe
Android to it.
Yeah, Android Auto. Maybe can you?
I think that's what that is. But I don't think there's a nav. In which case, that makes that screen even more ridiculous. No? I mean, I'm assuming there's a box to tick for a nav.
Maybe that's in the comfort pack, convenience pack car. This being a track pack car or a circuit pack car doesn't have that option. I know that they currently don't allow them to integrate both of them. I'm sure that maybe next year they'll probably allow you to tick both boxes to have the more...
Because let's face it, Dom, you'll have to tick all boxes.
Well, that's a big part of life, isn't it? Yeah. Ticking boxes.
Yeah. He feels quite grown up in it, to be honest with you. It's like grown up fun in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, this is...
It's like getting drunk on nice wine rather than white lightning. Grown up fun.
It's the same thing.
So we basically now need to get one of these on a day whereby we can actually go and drive it
at a reasonable pace.
At a reasonable pace to see what it's about, yeah?
I think, but overall, from the short sort of drive that I've had and the roads that I've had, it certainly has been an eye-opener. I can see why there's a little bit of raving about them.
So if you want to see us in a proper full-day review of a Toyota Yaris, we'd appreciate it if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. It would be appreciated when we get back in a Yaris, which hopefully, sorry, who supplied the car today?
RRG in Rochdale.
RRG in Rochdale. Hopefully they'll be able to provide us with the vehicle for a little bit longer, because it's in quite high demand, this car, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's definitely in quite high demand. I think it's everybody wants it, and I can understand why now, because I'm going to have a serious conversation with Mrs. Charlton when I get home about swapping.
Swapping what's that, Dom? Don't know yet.
Maybe the S3. The S3, you could like swap the S3 for this.
So you have made your mind up that you'd have one, Dom, have you?
Yeah, I would have one. Yeah. I would. Yeah, it's you know what? It's really nice. It's like it's not as luxurious as the S3 in any way, shape, or form. Although the new S3s are what, 50k-ish?
Yeah, they're starting to get giddy, aren't they?
You know, it's a lot of money that for an S3, but car prices have gone up. And then when you like, if somebody said to you, this is like 35, 37k, you go, wow, that's a lot of money that. But I suppose when you pitch it in that sort of level of what it's against, which is surely that's the sort of aim of it, you know, it's Golf or S3, you know, it's that, it's there, you sort of go, actually, it's not, as bad as it is times to say, 35k, it's not bad value for what you're getting.
I agree, for what you're getting, it's a mega car. From a small amount of time on it, I wouldn't call it. I'm not in the luxurious position as you that I've got 7 cars parked outside my mansion and I can pick and choose.
Outside my semi?
Yeah, your semi-detached mansion.
Semi-detached mansion, yeah.
So I couldn't quite cast judgment on it, but from initial, we've been for a little drive in it, it pulls, it drives superbly, it looks mega. So there's a lot of your boxes ticked, my boxes ticked there. So it'd be on the list of cars that I'd have, definitely.
Yeah, you could. It's a proper do-it-all car, which I suppose is what the hot hatch was initially designed for, weren't it? Really, you wanted a car that you could go out and drive on a weekend at pace and have some fun in, but still daily it and still, you know, I mean, the seats you can get in and out of them. I mean, they're nice seats, but they're not, you know, they're not the full carbon back bucket seats like you get in some other cars. It's like, you know, you can get in and out of it easier. You know, it's certainly quite nice to go around town in, but certainly if you wanted to go and give it some on a weekend, you would have a load of fun doing it. And I think that's probably a massive result for Toyota, that they've managed to bring a car back that's, well, I suppose it's the great grandson of the sleeker GT4.
Which coincidentally, Dom's bought a GT4 after his little video we did a few weeks ago, going, oh, I'd like, you know, my son would like a GT4. Dom's actually been and bought a Celica GT4, so
yeah, we have bought a GT4. Yeah, we have.
You can tell by the grin on his face that he's happy about that.
It is. It's a good. You know, you said don't drive your heroes, but it's really good. I can't, you know.
So he's been really enjoying it. He's been out and about in it for a few weeks now. He's been embracing turbo lag.
Well, it's very 90s. Yeah. In regards of how the turbo technology has come.
Okay.
Compared to the new generation of cars, which turbo lag's almost been eliminated, there is a little bit of turbo lag in this. And I think that's how they've managed to get so much horsepower out of such a little engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-cylinder engine, for Christ's sake. They've done wonders with it, but
you've got a bit of turbo lag in the GT4, yeah?
Well, you put your foot down and nothing happens for quite a while, and then all of a sudden...
So everything happens. I had a Renault 5 Turbo years ago. It was the same.
So
yeah, you got a bit turbo lag in your GT4. He's also embracing the fact that all the controls on the stalks from that era of Japanese cars on the opposite side.
It's quite strange, that.
So before everybody and manufacturers decided that's where we're going to put the indicators on the left and the windscreen wipers on the right, Toyota have got the other way around. Dom's been quite amusingly jumping in and out of all the newer cars and indicating and flicking the wipers on all the time.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating.
Yeah, so Dom's got a GT4. It's a little ragged around the bodywork. Paint, not bodywork. Paint.
It was paint. That's
paint.
That's what's paint.
More than that, it's pretty goddamn mega.
Yeah, mechanically it's sound. Slightly breathed on. Coilovers, probably an exhaust, which I think most cars of that era have probably had done. Other than that, I think it's mapped.
Has it got one of those exhausts you can put your head inside that most Jap cars like have that?
Yeah. It actually, yeah, you can put more than a fist in.
So yeah, he's got a GT4. It's going to be having. In fact, we're going to need to introduce it actually before it has a little bit of work done to it.
Yeah, I think we do need to do it prior.
We'll get that in a video in the next week or two. That is kind of a long time ago predecessor to this little hot hatch.
Yeah, and you can see where, I mean, they're both the same car in real terms, four-wheel drive, both made for rallying. You know, this is a homologation, is that how you pronounce it?
Homologation.
It's far too many vowels in that.
Call it homologation?
It's far too many vowels in that for me.
I think you're being racist and taking the Chinese, Japanese route. Homologation?
Far too many.
It's a homologation, but apparently, apparently, I've read that the vehicle might not even make it into...
No, it won't.
So this is kind of an accidental mega car. Is that true?
Yeah, from the sort of reading and research I've done on it, it's never ever going to get raced in a WRC, which is what it was initially done for.
So to get it in the WRC, they needed to make X amount of road-going cars, which is what this is, and then now they're not going to be racing it.
No, which is a shame because...
Well, it's not, because we all got this.
Yeah, but you would have got it anyway, wouldn't you? It's a bit like, but at least it's not been kicked out for cheating, unlike they did with the GT4.
Well, I like the fact that manufacturers are doing stuff like this, because when you look at old school, obviously they've all done it. Subaru did it, Mitsubishi did it, and they brought out proper versions for the public to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look at the BTCC these days, there's some great looking cars in there, but they don't actually make any fast versions. There's a Toyota Yaris, I think it is. I think it's a really good looking car, but they just don't make a fast version of it. So let's take the car racing.
Yeah.
But then not make a fast version for the people that are looking at it going, that's cool, I'll have one of them.
It's a bit of a weird thing, because it was like, race it on Sunday, sell it on Monday.
Yeah.
It was the precursor for all the sort of push for manufacturers to start making race cars, because it had your atypical boy racer, me, going, oh, that's nice, I'm going to go.
When you like shit.
Yeah.
So here we are, Toyota Yaris, Gazoo Racing Edition.
GR.
Definitely thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back hopefully with a longer review of one of these, and we'll be back with some new videos very soon.
See you shortly.
See you shortly, if you're watching. As you'd, how long ago then? I was trying to build in a funny joke about there being a fist's width, but you know about it, Tom. I was like, oh, let's not do that one. It's good up here though, isn't it?
Bit of wind noise.
Got a little whistle, or was it wind noise?
No, there's a little bit of wind noise.
Quite a lot of wind noise.
Quite a lot of wind noise, to be fair, but...
It's like your blower that's open. The window that's open. That's a lot of wind noise.
Sorry, thought it was up.